So, in previous topic, we discussed about the basic term that related with the solid waste. Okay, so basic definition of solid waste, then broadly classification of solid waste, and what are the different types and sources of the classification sources of the solid waste. After that, we discuss about the various terms related with the solid waste. It may be biodegradable waste, non-biodegradable waste, or either you can say it may be composting, it may be compost, or it may be waste to energy, then leachate. Okay, so these are the various terms that related with the solid waste. Also, we discuss refuse, rubbish, and the garbage is also term that we already discussed in the previous topic. Okay. So after that, we discuss about the municipal solid waste management system and what are the different functional elements of municipal solid waste management system. Okay. So this system which is used to monitor the solid waste in India. Okay. So that system is called as municipal solid waste management system. And this system having the different functional elements. So what are that different functional elements? So the starting from the waste generation, next waste storage, next waste collection, next waste transportation, next transfer and transport, that is about the transportation, next processing, recovery and treatment of that waste, and finally the last one is the disposal of that waste. So these are the different functional element of municipal solid waste management system. The first one is the generation of the waste. So whatever that waste we generated at the source, so either you can say the it may be residential area, so due to manufacturing, due to production. Okay, so at each and every stage, due to packing process also they generate the waste. So in if you consider human being, so after the utilization or consumption of goods, they also going to be generate the various types of solid waste. Okay, also if you consider agriculture activities, that also generate various types of crop waste. Okay, so these are the various sources of the waste. So that is the first stage, so that is the generation of the waste. Next one is the second stage, that is the storage of waste. So how to store the waste? So different types of containers we can use for the storage of waste. It may be plastic container, it may be the can, or either you can use various types of different containers for the storage of waste. So basically, the green and blue that containers you can use for the storage of waste, or either you can see in small cities they are going to provide the two types of container. Green container for the collection of wet waste. Okay, it may be contain food, that is basically organic matter. Okay, so which is the decomposable matter that going to be collect in a green container. So it may be the food, it may be some vegetable peels, it may be fruit peels, or it may be meat. Okay, or it may be some garden waste also, whatever. So whatever that organic waste which is decomposable waste, that waste you can say green waste or wet waste, that you can collect in green container. And other waste, it may be dry waste, or maybe paper, cardboards. Okay, so that you can collect in other maybe blue or black container. Sometimes red containers also provided, and that red container which is used for the collection of the plastic waste. Okay, so this type of waste container that we're going to use by municipality in rural villages, or either you can say rural cities, okay, town, or whatever the urban areas. Okay, so basically we found this type of container, and if you visit any larger city, in that case you can see the various types of metallic containers, larger metallic containers which are used at collection which is used for the collection of waste at a particular location. So that particular area, the people which are living there, they are going to be collect their own waste, and they are going to be dump that waste into that metallic container or maybe plastic container. Also in some area, the municipality vehicles, they can collect the waste by the house to house or door to door collection method. Okay, so that waste also you can collect by door to door municipality vehicles. Okay, that means you can visit at each door and each house, and you can collect their waste. Okay, so these are the various methods which you can use for the collection of waste. Next one is So the first one is generation of waste, then storage of waste, collection of waste. Next one is the transportation of waste. So different types of vehicles you can use for the transportation of waste. It may be trucks, it may be tractors, trolley, it may be the containers, okay, trucks. So this type of various types of vehicles that you can use for the transportation of waste from the one place to the other place. Other place in the sense you can say the either it may be the transfer station, or either it may be the processing plant, or either it may be the disposal plant. So these small vehicles who collect that waste from the various locations, that waste is transferred at the transfer station. So we already discussed about the transfer station. So what is transfer station? It is a station where the waste is collected for the loading into the larger vehicle. That means suppose your collection system is here and whatever your disposal system is too much far away. So in that case, we require a transfer station in between that. So what happen at transfer station? So the small vehicles which comes from the comes from the villages, okay, or towns, that waste is loading into the larger vehicles, and that larger vehicles that transfer that waste at the disposal site. Okay, it may be the composting, it may be the processing, or it may be the disposal site. Okay, so what that is the function of the transfer station, to load or to unload that waste into the larger vehicles. From small vehicles, that waste is load into the larger vehicles, and that send that larger vehicles at the disposal site. So that is the function of the transfer station. So it may be metallic container, it may be temporary or permanent constructed uh, brick structure also. Okay. So basically this transfer station are the two type. The first one is the direct discharge and second one is the indirect discharge. So as the name indicates, direct discharge, whatever that waste collected from the small vehicle is directly discharged or directly load into that larger vehicles, and through the larger vehicles that waste transported at the disposal site or processing plant. And other types, that is called as the indirect discharge. Indirect discharge transfer station. At that transfer station, what happens? Some processing methods and recovery methods are available at that transfer station. So it may be separation, it may be segregation, it may be processing. Okay. So different types of processing and separation segregation methods that you can use at that transfer station. You can use air separation method, you can use metallic separation method. Okay. So you can separate the plastic from that waste, you can separate papers from that waste, you can separate the cardboards from that waste, you can separate metals by magnetic separator, you can separate wood from that waste. So this different content of that solid waste you can separate and segregate at that transfer station. Okay, it may be wood, it may be plastic, it may be metals, it may be papers and cardboards. Okay, so these various types of raw material, or you can say the waste, you can separate from that major waste, and you can minimize the volume of that waste. And these all operation that can be carried out at a transfer station. Okay, that transfer station is called as indirect discharge transfer station. Okay, so after that, so after recovering these all type of material, you can use that material as a raw material for the new production, or you can also that material use for the uh, you can also that material supply to the various types of companies for the production purpose. So that material you can separate and you can recycle and reuse that material, and whatever the organic material which present, that organic material you can choose for the composting and the vermicomposting. Okay, so that means suppose you have 100% of volume of waste. If you are going to recover and recycle that waste and you can separate organic waste for the composting, you can minimize that volume up to 40 to 50%. Okay, so that obviously the 100 what is the volume, the volume is 100%, and now you are going to minimize the volume by the separation, segregation and composting. It may be 50%. Okay, and now that 50% volume also you can compact. So due to compaction, that also reduce the waste volume of the waste. Okay, suppose if you are going to compact the volume of that waste, that also minimize the quantity and volume of that waste. And what is the advantage of that compaction? It helps for the better disposal. Okay, that means what, suppose you have a volume of 50%, and if you are going to compact that waste, compaction that reduce the volume of 20 to 30%. And so that you required a minimum space for the disposal, you required minimum cost for the disposal, and also the land cost is also going to be directly minimized. So these are the various advantages of the compaction. So that directly you can minimize the cost of the land and you can minimize the land required for the disposal. So that is a compaction. So these all you can carry it out at the processing, at the transfer station, and at the treatment and recovery facility. After that, whatever that waste which remains, that waste you can supply for the disposal system. So where you can dispose that waste by the landfilling method. We discussed in the previous lecture about the landfilling. It is just placing of the you can say liner. It may be synthetic liner, it may be plastic liner, it may be RCC liner, or it may be soil liner, and you can put your waste into that container and you can cover with the soil. So that process is called as landfilling. So next, you can say the solid waste management technique. So basically there are the two types of techniques. The first one is waste prevention and waste reduction. So the waste prevention, how to prevent the waste? By minimizing amount of material used in manufacturing. So whatever that amount of material which is used for the manufacturing, you can minimize the amount so that you can prevent the waste. Next, increasing the useful life of the product. So you can use that product more and more, so you can increase the life of that product. Next, reducing the amount of material used for packaging. That also help to minimize the waste generation. So you can prevent the waste by reducing the amount of material which is used for the packaging. You can find if you are going to buy any product, so it is having 2 to 3 packaging material they are going to use for the packaging purpose. And if you are going to reduce that material which are used for the packaging, you can prevent the waste or you can reduce the waste. Next one is waste reduction. So how to reduce the waste? So the first one is size reduction. You can use shredding. So different types of shredders are available. So you can use shredder and you can cut that waste into small pieces. And that can be reduce the size of that waste and also that reduce the volume of the waste. So shredding, it is one of the measure that you can use for the waste reduction. So different types of shredder you can use for that purpose. Next one is screening, which is used for the size separation. So you can use a fine screen, medium screen, or coarse screen, and according to that you can separate the solid waste particles. So you can separate the different types of sizes of the particles. It may be wood, it may be metallic metals, or whatever the other papers and cardboards you can separate here. So that is called as size separation by using different types of screen. The next one is volume reduction by the compaction. So we already discussed about the compaction. So if you are going to compact that waste, that reduced or that yes, the volume of that waste is going to be reduced by 50%. So that is one of the major advantage of compaction. So this is the solid waste management system. So what is that? Source reduction, reuse, recycling, resource recovery, incineration, and landfilling. So these are the various that is system of municipal solid waste. So landfilling, it is the least favor, and the source reduction, it is the most favor. You can see. Okay, so this is the solid waste management system, and in that you can find the source reduction, reuse, recycling, resource recovery, incineration, and landfilling. So out of that, most favor, it is a source reduction. So you can reduce the waste at the source so that you can minimize the rate of the generation of the waste and you can minimize the volume of the waste. After that, reuse. Most of the material or most of the waste you can reuse more time, so that also you can reduce the waste of the generation of rate of the generation of waste and volume of the waste. Recycling, that also one of the method, so you can recycle whatever material you are going to use so that you can minimize the volume of the waste. So these are the mostly preferred methods for the minimization of the volume of the waste and the generation of waste: source reduction, reuse, recycling, and resource and recovery. So these four methods, reduction, reuse, recycling and recovery. So this method mostly prefer, and the major methods that can be help for the reduction of the solid waste volume and minimization of the rate of the generation of waste. And after that, whatever the waste disposal method, it may be incineration or it may be the landfill. Okay, but suppose if you are going to use this all top four methods, that is reduction, reuse, recycling and recovery, so that will be helpful for us because that can be minimize the land required for the disposal, whatever that cost required for the incineration, also whatever that cost required for the collection and transportation of waste, that can be minimized by the these four methods. So you can reduce the waste at your source, you can reuse that waste day by day regularly, you can recycle that waste for various other purposes, and recovery, in that case you can use composting and vermicomposting. So whatever that waste which generated in your own house, that you can manage at yourself, and you can use that compost as a fertilizer which is having good NPK value and having a good fertilizer value. So latter part we discuss next topic,